Hello, everybody. Hey, everyone here in Spiritual Biz Success. How are you guys doing tonight? So, just finished up our first Spiritual Biz Leadership call. It was amazing. I think many of you know that we just launched this new Spiritual Biz Leadership program. It's a 6-month membership program. I'll put a link. You can get more details. But the one thing that we talked about, well, we talked about many things while we were in this leadership call. But for the people who were in Spiritual Biz Leadership, one of the big topics we talked about was certainty. And it's amazing, but the more certain you are in who you are, the core being of you, the more abundance you will attract. And you might go, well, how does that have to do with that? What does that mean? So what's really fascinating is that as you're stepping out as a spiritual leader, so I would say everyone in here, you are aspiring spiritual leaders, right? You want to be able to step out and serve people all over the planet, all over the world. And so when you're stepping out as a spiritual leader, sometimes we get a little wobbly around that. We're like, well, what does that mean? And how do I step out? So first, real quick, let me define spiritual leader so that we're on the same page. And then we're going to talk about how to create abundance with your certainty. So the first thing when I'm looking at, well, an aspiring spiritual leader is someone who knows they have a message to change the world and they're just ready, biting at the bit to really get out there and change lives because you know you have a gift, right? Now, to move from aspiring spiritual leader to spiritual leader, there's a few things that I believe need to take place. And so that's why I've created the Spiritual Biz Leadership program so that people can jumpstart their spiritual business and actually begin to step out as a spiritual leader. So what does it mean to be a spiritual leader? A spiritual leader for me is someone who is 100% responsible for themselves. And that's huge. I mean, we just did a whole 2 hours on talking about being responsible and our certainty, but I'll touch upon it right here, is that when you're 100% responsible, you're able to respond versus react, and you don't look outside of yourself for situations, you look within, because we know that everything we're seeing has to do with us internally. So when we know that, then we can take 100% responsibility for what we're feeling, what we're seeing, what we're doing. It actually makes your life so much easier. A lot of the drama just fades away because you're 100% responsible for you, and you know that you've been doing the inner work. So here's the thing. So when you're a spiritual leader, you have to be 100% responsible for you because you're stepping out and you have all this other energy coming at you. So when you have all this other energy coming at you, you have to know how to maintain that energy. How do you really work with the energy that's coming at you? For a lot of you guys who are empaths, who are starting out as a spiritual leader, you know that one of the big things is how do you maintain your energy when you have all this negative energy around you, this lower vibration, right? It's really tough to hold tight. So when you're stepping out as a spiritual leader, you have to be 100% responsible because you have to be able to hold and maintain your energy. So spiritual leader has to be 100% responsible, and I view a true spiritual leader as someone who's creating 6 figures with their spiritual business. Now you're like, oh my God, that's just money. Why would you say that? But money is energy, guys. That's all it is energy. And there is an energy exchange. So when you're helping a client and you do an energy exchange, that means they love what you're doing. They value what you're doing. And the more energy exchanges you have, the more people you're serving. And so to be a true spiritual leader, to me, you need to have your 6-figure spiritual business because that is how you're helping thousands of people. Now, someone might say, well, but Amma doesn't take money and all of that stuff. But you got to realize that Amma actually has a multi-million-dollar company. That's what's supporting her. That's what's happening there. She's doing an energy exchange every single day of the week with you guys. So there is an energy exchange. So to me, that is a true spiritual leader. Whether you're taking the money yourself or you're donating it, but you're creating an income of at least 6 figures. And that to me is a true spiritual leader because then I know you're doing an energy exchange with your people and that means you're really serving them and you're truly helping them. So that's my definition of a spiritual leader. Now that we have that defined, and again, that's all the stuff that I work on in my 6-month membership program. But now we have that defined, let's tie that into certainty. So to be a true spiritual leader, which is that really solid in who you are, 100% responsible for you, creating your 6-figure income, you must have certainty in who you are. Because if you're not certain in you, there's a wobble, and that wobble then repels the clients away. And when you repel the clients, you also are repelling the money, the energy exchange of money. So the more certain you are in who you are, and more certain you are in what you do for your clients, the more clients you'll attract and the greater the energy exchange you will have. And so your abundance and your success in your spiritual business is directly correlated to your certainty in yourself and what you do. When you are certain in who you are and what you do and how you serve on this planet, the abundance shows up because the clients show up because they can feel your certainty. When you're uncertain and you're kind of wobbling, they don't want to work with you. Why would they? You're not certain in who you are. So the certainty is a direct correlation to the abundance that you create. And then as you want more abundance, you have to become more certain in who you are. It's a direct correlation. I've watched it after teaching hundreds and hundreds of spiritual entrepreneurs how to create their businesses. It's the certainty that makes the difference. And so what we're teaching in Spiritual Biz Leadership is how to build that certainty, because that is the core thing that I see the difference between my clients who truly succeed at an amazing level and my clients that struggle a little bit. It's that certainty. And that's why I created Spiritual Biz Leadership. So if you're struggling with your income, with your spiritual business, and you're wondering, where's the clients? Why aren't we here? I can almost guarantee you it is directly related to your certainty. It's the most common thing that I see. So if you are ready to build your certainty so you can have that amazing spiritual business, be able to attract the clients and create the abundance that you deserve, then Spiritual Biz Leadership is exactly where you need to be. I will post the link above. It's a 6-month membership program. We had our first call tonight. It is a running program though, and this call was amazing and filled with incredible spiritual entrepreneurs, and you belong there if you are ready to step out as a spiritual leader. All right, guys, let me see if there's any questions over here. Hello, Sadika. Sadika is in a Spiritual Biz Bootcamp. Zane, we were just on the call for the leadership. Excellent. Elon, you should have been on the leadership call. Why weren't you there? All right, guys, that was it. We have no additional comments. Again, certainty is your direct correlation to your income. The more certain you are in what you're doing, the more income you will generate in your spiritual business. And that is what we show you how to do in Spiritual Biz Leadership. I'll post the link above, and I'll see you guys in the next video.